What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond, and I'm back with my own new review of the Belle Collective. Let's get into it. So we start off with Latrice. She is having a food drive at her restaurant where she is giving out boxes of already made packages for people to pull up, get boxes, and head out. Where there are basic essentials of bread, water, eggs, milk, dry beans, dry vegetables, just the main essentials for people to need to feed their families, and it's a very good cause for her to do. She was talking to Selena about how she also met up with Lateshia. They talked about letting things go and that they can coexist, and that she also offered her a peace offering to come to this event. They'll see if she'll show up, and also if wondering if Cliff is going to be on that same type of energy to talk to Glenn. He said he hasn't spoken to Glenn since Carrie's party, but he doesn't mind talking to him because he needs to address the comments that Glenn has made towards him and Latrice. Cool. I love that Latrice put this event on. It was really good. She had Walmart coming out. She had the local news station. She had a state representative there. And she was doing her interview where she talked about being a child who didn't have a lot to eat, and food scarcity is a very real deal where people can't afford the basic essentials to feed their families, and I have to agree. The times that we're in where food prices are high, gas prices are high, everything is high. Lateshia ended up showing up. She feels awkward, but she's here doing her part, and they're being cordial. Glenn is going to be there later. He heard about the event, but he's going to come later. And she also hasn't spoken to Glenn since he acted a fool at her photo shoot. And we know Tambra is there. She's always present. She's always involved with doing things like this. And we're also getting her thoughts about how she feels about her father being found unresponsive. Tambra says, "My father is doing much better. Latrice been calling every single day, messaging me every single day, asking me how my father has been doing. And since she was there for me when I needed support, I am showing up for her today." Y'all know how Tambra gets. She's very enunciating. She enunciates her words every time. But you always know she's going to show up for Latrice because Latrice shows up for her. Marie shows up, but she shows up late once everything is already done. The event is over, but she still drops off food. She couldn't make it because she had to attend her grandson's first basketball game. I have nothing to disagree with that. That is a good thing to do. You're always available for your kids, no matter what they got going on. But also, Marie was so obvious to notice that Lateshia was there. She's like, "Lateshia, girl, you here at Taste, girl? I haven't seen you in a while. What you doing here?" Latrice and Latrice have both recently met up and have talked about their issues, and they're moving forward. Marie just had to throw out Carrie by saying, "See, I told y'all Carrie should have minded her business and let y'all figure it out on your own." But first, where is Carrie? Carrie couldn't make it because she had something to do in Atlanta. But Marie wants to add on to the fact that she wished that Carrie would have minded her business and let them make up on their own time. Yeah, but Marie, if it wasn't for Carrie's idea for them to meet up, if it wasn't for Carrie's idea to bring in a third party, an unbiased person, to point out how both of them played a part in their relationship, both of them are hurting, then they wouldn't have had the idea to sit down and talk, Marie. Why are you having a hard time giving credit to what Carrie did? If it wasn't for her idea, we wouldn't be here. Whether or not the time or the space they needed to move on, they still wouldn't have made it right. Like, I don't understand why Marie got an issue with Carrie trying to fix the situation, fix the group from coming together. Hell, she invited y'all to the process. She told y'all what she wanted to do. She didn't do it on her own accord. She wanted everyone to have a group opinion about fixing things in the collective. So why do you have an issue with that? Like, Marie, stop. Please stop. So Lateshia said that what went on between her and Latrice wasn't the main reason why the collective wasn't moving forward. It's bigger than everybody. So we are all going to come together. Me and her are going to host an event where we're going to come together, bury every single grievance we have towards one another, and then bury it off. Let it go. So the theme is dressing all black like you're going to a funeral. Fine. Glenn ends up arriving, and Latrice and Lateshia ends up going over to the bar to lead the men to talk. Glenn said he has a lot of mixed emotions. He looked up to Cliff. He still looks up to Cliff. And Cliff was like, "Well, what you said hurt me." You said that me and Latrice trying to break up your marriage. And it flashed back to the reunion where he said that exact thing, and that wasn't cool. Like, why would you blame them for what you did in your relationship? It was you who wanted to creep up in Amanda's DMs and wanted to see what was up with her. It was you who supposedly came up behind her at Taste and wanted to dance. Like, what's up? Glenn, please. So, as far as like, he didn't mean it, he didn't want to cause no problems for him and Latrice. But Latrice pretty much told him not to talk to him. And he had to go with what his wife said because he wanted to make sure his household was good. And then there was also a moment when Latrice walked in just to check in, give them some drinks. Glenn might have thought that she poisoned it. Boy, please. This is not a movie. All right? She would not be that reckless into doing something to your drink while being on national television. Please. Back inside, Latrice and Lateshia are discussing how they want to be on the same page with one another when they meet up with the rest of the girls. So if they see them on one accord, then everybody else will be on one accord. No problems there. Back with Cliff, he's in Colombia, where he is getting a frantic phone call from Latrice about what took place at Selena's birthday, and question Glenn, did he get into Latrice's face? Glenn said, no, I was making sure my wife was protected. I did not walk up on any of them, and they were surrounding her. So we see the flashback, and that is the truth. He didn't get close to Latrice or her friend. He just made sure that they didn't get into Letitia's face. He did what he was supposed to do. So Glenn and Cliff, they're good. Okay? They're going to move on and being on better terms because Cliff said he was a true friend to Glenn. But Glenn needs to be responsible of the things he does and needs to stop putting all of his actions on his friends. Stop blaming us for what you're doing. Because if he keeps on doing that, he'll never have any friends. And I feel like he will never have any friends because he will continue to blame everybody else for his actions and not take responsibility for himself. Because right here, right now, he is still not taking responsibility of the mess that he made at Letitia's photo shoot. To say I walked in showing support and her manager came at me sideways. We almost got into it. Lateshia did not come to my defense. Glenn, you rewriting history like we didn't see what took place. Like, boy, please, that was last week. We saw what you did. And then we talked about the comment that he made to Glenn, how he was sex with chocolate. Sex with chocolate. Now, they wanted to know, did he mean something by it? Is he calling you gay? Like, was he gay? Like, what did you mean by that? I feel like he called him sex with chocolate because he was doing the most. And he wanted attention. That's what it was, okay? But they laughed it off. And now they're in a good place. Fine. Moving on. We now have Marie. Marie is hanging out with Amber, her bonus daughter. She's been a part of Amber's life since she was 11 months old. And Amber has been a part of her life throughout her ups and downs with Cedric. And she's taking her to the art studio because she loves to paint. And Amber wants to know what is up with her and her father. Because knowing that they got back together again after what he did that made them not get back together in the first place, she's like, well, listen, I told you he was going to disappoint you once again because there's a pattern between you and my dad. Because he will lure you in, y'all could be in a good place, and then he fucks up. I think y'all are better apart. It is way better when you guys are separated. And Marie gave us insight that when Cedric was cheating on her before, Amber was the one that inspired her to leave him. But you end up going back right after you knew he cheated on you. And he did the same thing yet again. So Maria is saying she learned her lesson, that she's not going back. Amber was like, yeah, you said that before. Yeah, you keep on going back. Why do you keep on going back to my dad? She said because it's familiar and there's history. But if he gives you so much problems and he is someone you can't be trusted, why keep going back? And let me also say this. Amber is beautiful. Amber is smart. I love her hair. I love her hair color. And she is calling out that, Marie, you have been an agent of confusion. You know how my dad is. I know how my dad is. And why do you keep on going back? Like the fact that his own daughter knows that her father ain't shit. She even said, my father is a good father, but when it comes to relationships, he fucks up. But asking Marie, is she dating? She said, I am dating. I'm ready to be outside. And wondering if she's on any dating apps. She said she is. And she was like, why are you on dating apps? You're getting leftovers. You are not going to get a high quality man if you go on the dating apps. You need to go to the country clubs. You need to go to a golfing event. You need to go to charity events because that's where you're going to meet a high quality man. Okay? If you date a guy from a dating app, you're going to get a man that is of low quality and that all he does is play video games all day and eat potato chips. I said, well, wait a fucking minute, Amber. You are wise, young lady. So you know there ain't nothing out there in them dating apps. So Marie never thought that the guys on the dating apps aren't the guys she should go for. Because some of them guys be divorced, but some of them still be married. Well, yeah, these guys will lie on their profiles because all they want is to have big fun. All they want is to have a good time. So they're not looking to be in a real relationship. So get off the dating apps. Even though there have been some success stories out there of finding your loved one through a dating app, but don't just let that be your only main source of finding a good guy. Go out in the world, meet people, do speed dating. You just never know. So I love that moment between her and her daughter. And Marie, please be for real. You're not going back to Cedric, right? Okay. So we have Lateshia and Glenn. They're going out to dinner. They talked about how they moved forward with Latrice and Cliff, but everything isn't good with them. She hasn't forgiven him for what he did at her photo shoot. And as far as what he's expecting out of her, it's just ridiculous because he wants to know what happened with First. You fired him, right? She said no. First took a leave of absence. For him, that's a paid vacation, and he should have been fired immediately. You don't come in and disrespect my wife. Well, he really didn't disrespect Lateshia. You did. You the one that came in demanding for everybody to listen to you, to relinquish her rights of control for her team, and put all that power onto you. Like what? You demanded to be a part of the emails, the conversations. Like, get the fuck out of here with that, Glenn. And once again, he is avoiding accountability of what he did at that photo shoot. Because he's confused as to why he's being labeled the bad guy. Because you came in here starting shit, Glenn. You walked in here with your City Trends outfit starting shit. Demand everyone to listen to you. And then he's feeling some type of way that nobody had his back. Nobody came to his defense. I wonder why, Glenn. This is something that nobody can defend. You are indefensible. Oh my God. Like, what is in your head that you can come in, demand respect, demand control, and you're not getting any of that? You're assuming you have a clean slate with what you done to your wife? Like, it's crazy as hell to me. Like, just because you showed up as a husband for one moment doesn't give you the right to overdo and overcorrect on everything you trying to. So because she's looking at everyone else's feelings and wants to make sure everyone else is good, he's feeling slighted that she didn't just put him first and everybody else should just deal with it. But she didn't have to do any of that, Glenn, if you wouldn't have popped up. You should not have came. You weren't invited for a reason. So as far as still giving him what he needed to hear, that First shouldn't have said nothing. She was like, and he shouldn't have, and he shouldn't have. Like Woo Woo and you and Baby and you, that it was wrong for First to come at you when you came and everybody else all sideways. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, Glenn. Then she said, I don't like putting you in those types of situations. But this is a big opportunity for me. This is supposed to be for my brand. And you're clearly like trying to take away that opportunity. Why? Because it's not working with you? Like, I don't understand why you are just so focused on trying to be all in her business now when you weren't a part of it in the beginning. Because it's beneficial for you to be a part of it. Like, you playing the game. And I don't like it. So then Lateshia finally stands up for herself with saying, I'm so sorry I didn't care about you. I am so sorry that I'm not bowing down to your ass anymore. I'm so sorry that I want to elevate. I am so sorry that I am following the path that God has intended for me to be on. I am so sorry that I am thinking for myself for once. Like, what you want from me? What do you want? You want my rotisserie chicken? You want my green beans? You want my fries? You want my steak? You want my shake? What you want? Take it all. Take it all. Take it all. What do you want? Huh? What makes you think that I'm supposed to just take what I want and put it to the side and be about you? Because you taking everything else out of me, that I have nothing else to give at this point. What you want? Like, she was reading him with everything that she's been dealing with for years. She said, I have put myself second, third, fourth, and fifth on your ass. The same person that I'm supposed to go to for love, support, and care has been the one hurting me. Glenn is suddenly shocked by this pushback she's giving him. He didn't know that she could do this. But it's kind of like, what makes you think she can? What you done to this woman that any woman shouldn't be dealing with? You should really be thankful that she's still sticking by your ass, and that's what she said. No, all these years I have done to hurt this woman. She could divorce me 8 times over, and she's still here. She still loves me. All she's wanting from me is to respect her, and I damn sure need to respect her. If you want to support her brand, then support her brand. But at the same time, you're not supporting me because you care. No. You are only showing support is because you want to know what's going on. You want to have a hand in what I got going on because you want to keep me under your thumb like you've been having me under. And I gave Lateshia my applause. I need you to stand on those boundaries. Demand the respect. Because at the end of the day, if he's not going to respect it, he can exit stage fucking left. Okay? That's what he can do. If he's not going to respect what you're putting down, he can exit stage left. So she said, I am done with being the wife that rolls over to please her husband. I'm not that girl no more. I don't want to be that girl no more. I don't want to see her no more. Glenn said, I miss that girl. She said, I bet you do miss her because that was comfort for you, but that was misery for me. If you want to be my husband, be my husband. This is what I need. I need you to protect my heart, not my brand. Well, he hasn't protected your heart. Now, with you yelling at him saying, I don't need you to protect nothing. All I need for you to do be my husband. Just be my husband. That's it. Glenn didn't hear shit. Okay? He knows him and Lateshia are on the same page. They're not in the same book. And he said, fine, I'll just focus on me. Focus on you, Glenn. Nobody's caring. Focus on you. And then how you kept your family all these years happy for 30 years. It has been a happy 30 years, fool. It's been a lot of pain, suffering, and heartache. Okay? So she's like, either you're going to be on board with how I am, and we can move on with our future, or you can get left behind. Lateshia, I need you to put that in writing and put it in action. Because he's not going to listen to you. And I feel like you're playing in my face. I'm sorry. I said I gave you your applause, but I'm finding out you're still posting with him. Y'all still acting like this big happy family. So this I am woman, hear me roar. It was just a performance. I'm sorry. Again, I enjoyed every single thing she said. And I was on board with everything she said. But a part of me feels like this is just a scene. You tired of everybody coming at you about what you need to do for your husband and how you need to leave him and focus on you, but you're not going to do that. Both of y'all love putting y'all relationship on display like this because y'all enjoy the attention y'all get from it, how it's a lot of mess for the show. I'm not playing on my marriage for the show. And that's what y'all have been doing since season 1. Playing with your marriage for the sake of the show. But fine. You know what? Fine. I'm good. Moving on. So then we see a small scene with Selena and Mike. She is rearranging Mike's house because he is always at her house. She's rarely at his house. So she just wants to spruce things up, make her presence known, and how she wants to continue with the conversation they had before about moving into a new house. But Mike wants her to move into his house. She's not comfortable with that because she said his ex was there and there's no memories for her. This is not a forever home for her. This is not it. I want us to build our life together in a brand new place. This is the thing. Selena is remembering what Marie told her, how it doesn't make any sense for y'all to have your own houses, but I disagree. It is not a problem for y'all to have your own place. Y'all can still carry a relationship while living separately. But so because she doesn't want to move in his home, it's like, did Mike not hear the conversation they had before about how it's better if they bought a new place? I don't know. I don't think that neither one of y'all should get rid of y'all place. I think y'all should keep y'all place. Not to say there's nothing going on. Not to say that there's going to be anything happening in your relationship that you guys might break up or anything of that nature. I think y'all should still keep y'all place. We already seen marriages nowadays where they have their own place. Lots of people can live together. They can have a very good relationship, but I just cannot live with you for a long period of time. I got to have my own place. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's y'all arrangement, cool. But Selena, do not allow for this to ruin your relationship because he doesn't want to move in with you. He wants you to move in with him. You can compromise. Y'all can still travel back and forth to each other's places. Y'all can still make a home in each other's places, whether or not you live together for a long period of time or not. Y'all can still make ways. It's okay. But that's it. I don't have nothing else. Moving on. So now we have, now the ladies have all arrived to the Belle's funeral. Okay, they all wear their version of black, and then they all make fun of Carrie's outfit like she was going to the club. And it's like, girl, we gotta make sure the pastor don't see you. Put a prayer cloth over you, girl. Y'all at a funeral home or some type of hall. It is not a real life funeral. Like what Carrie had on is what Carrie had on. Leave her alone. But I did like Latrice's outfit. It was giving Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. Okay. So they're gonna get into it, and they're gonna have a bell, so that way, when one person is talking, we're talking about the problem, we're resolving it, we're moving on. Tambra is pressed for time because she has to leave early. It's her daughter's first program, and she is not gonna miss out on her daughter's first program. I understand that. So Lateshia reads out this obituary of how the collective was originally about and how it has become. But we mostly see Marie and Latrice having odds with one another. We see lies, we see arguments. But you want to be in a space where we're about truth, honesty, and support. Okay? Tambra opens up the floor that we are a hood, but we are not a sisterhood. And we haven't been for some time. And she has expressed that she hasn't been in that same kind of space. And I'm not the only one that have said it. Marie have said it. Latrice have said it. Lateshia have said it. So Lateshia now wants to question Tambra about how she could become more transparent. Well, she has said she talks to Selena a lot more. She talks to Latrice a lot more. But it is a two-way street of figuring out how to be more vulnerable and transparent. So in her confessional, she said, I really shied away when I was pregnant. And when you've been hurt by the Bells, when they have done something to you, you have to protect your peace. And I have to agree with Tambra. She has really been standoffish for a reason. That's why she hasn't been vulnerable and transparent with Marie and Lateshia. And she said she was battling postpartum depression. And when she was vulnerable, she was attacked, and she didn't want to deal with that. But she showed up, but she showed up. You know, she still was present. In her confessional, she was receiving phone calls from Latrice all the time. She's gotten closer with Selena, and she expected for Lateshia and Marie to show up more, especially with them being mothers. And they know how it has been a dream of hers of having children. So I know she's not talking about Carrie because Carrie just came in. But as far as Marie and Lateshia, she expected more from them. So Carrie gave Tambra the understanding of how it feels when you just came off from having a baby. You've had a lot going on, and that is a very tough place to be in. Lateshia ends up taking over the conversation and making it about her, how she is fighting through the pain that she's going through, and she still is showing up. She is still making her presence known to everybody. So how come everybody has to be treated differently, what they have going on, when I'm showing up with what I got going on? But Lateshia, nobody is coming at you about your relationship. You came on the show with what you had going on in your marriage. You are presenting us every single scene that you're in a awkward place in your marriage. Marie, same with you. You presented us that your mom was addicted to drugs. You presented to us the issues you had with your son Jerez. You presented to us your problems you had with your family. But nobody came at y'all for that. Nobody questioned that you guys weren't being honest and transparent. Y'all showed up like that on your own accord. But y'all purposefully went after Tambra to blow up her relationship and wanted to have her be set up with her stalker. And Marie is still not acknowledging the part that she played as the reason why Tambra hasn't been so upfront and hasn't been open since all that happened. Because I don't know what Marie is talking about, how Tambra wants to be part of the prestige surface level, what the group is about, how she doesn't want to open up to us. I wonder why, Marie. Have you apologized to Tambra for what you did about meeting up with her stalker to get information, to get into her business? Same thing with Lateshia. Have y'all made real amends with Tambra for what y'all done? Do we have to go back memory lane? We need to go back. Let's go back. Because in season 2, all of a sudden, Letitia's decorator friend want to pop in and say, oh, by the way, I used to mess around with Damon when he was with Tambra. And I had heard that Tambra was messing around on him. Then there was a brunch where it was purposefully set up for Tambra to be confronted by this woman. And Lateshia and Marie was aware of it. Then we get to, what, season 5, I would say, where you guys were coming at Tambra for not being open and transparent about her relationship. Y'all met up with her stalker. It was a real scene that was filmed, but it wasn't aired, about getting into her business. Marie took that stranger's word over Tambra's. I'm sorry. Like, are we forgetting something? This is the reason why Tambra hasn't shown up. This is the reason why she doesn't stay in places for too long, because she don't trust y'all. So Tambra talks about the book has chapters and we make up the chapters, and we're not going to have the same chapters. Lateshia says she did not know that Tam was battling postpartum depression and how she feels bad about that, but how are we supposed to know if you don't show up? Well, it's hard to tell you when you're looking for a way to expose her. It's hard to tell you when you're looking for a way to make her talk about something that she's not ready to talk about, Lateshia. Like, I forgot, it was some type of event, I think it was at Gucci's house, where y'all wanted her to stay and sit in what was going on, but she can't deal with the negative shit because she was pregnant, and she was a high risk pregnancy, and she didn't want to deal with that shit. So she had to leave to protect her peace and protect her pregnancy. Oh my God. I'm sorry. It's just kind of like, what the hell, Lateshia? Have you really apologized to her? To say, how did we know? Y'all made a point for her not to tell y'all. Excuse me. Because Letitia's going on about how she don't show up enough. And Latrice is not liking that they're trying to single out Tambra because she doesn't bring anything. And it's not enough to their liking. Which is what Lateshia and Marie want. They want drama. They want scandal. And Tambra is not showing up in that aspect. They want to force her to bring up conversations she's not ready to talk about. And Selena said that's why she doesn't feel like she's in a safe space. So how can we go by the book if we want to create a safe space for somebody who hasn't felt like this has been a safe space for her? Then Lateshia thinks she has the nerve, the gall, the gumption to ask Tambra, do she still want to be part of the collective? I'm with Latrice. Tambra do deserve to be here. We know what she does. We know what she came on the show with. So I'm torn between a rock and a hard place here. While I do think that Tambra has a right to be here, I still feel like Tambra needs to find another way to show up and showcase what she does. But in the same way how y'all wanted to create a scandal for Akeisha, as if she wasn't showcasing her time on the show, she wasn't bringing what she wanted to bring, she wasn't a part of no drama, but she still showed up. So Tambra didn't even answer the question. She said that the collective has a purpose and we're all a part of this purpose. But as far as everyone talking about protecting their peace, I don't think that it should be a problem if I'm protecting my peace. Carrie said, okay, let's not beat around the bush. I'm ripping out the Band-Aid. So what do y'all want from her? Do y'all want her to step up or step away? What is y'all want from her? I love that Carrie defended that, because if we're going to express how we feel, then let's express how we feel. Let's put it on the table. Let's be clear. So as far as not step away, they want her to show up and be more honest and transparent. But she said it's kind of hard to show up and express how you feel, because what you have going on, people can use it and weaponize it against you later on, which is the truth. Then Marie's saying, well, why did we start the collective to begin with? It was a vision. And if you don't feel safe to reveal or showcase what you got going on, then it's time to step away. Don't be selfish. Easier said than done, Marie. But Marie is saying if neither of us are feeling comfortable to share our life and experiences, then it's not the group for you. But again, Marie, I feel like you and Lateshia have had the space to talk about what y'all had going on in y'all lives without nobody prompting you, nobody questioning you. Y'all didn't give nobody else that same exact space and opportunity to be ready to reveal what they have going on. So Tambra was ready to go. Okay, she was happy to have an excuse to leave. How my daughter comes first and all that kind of stuff, I'll deal with the bells later. And Latrice wanted clarification as to why y'all feel like Tambra isn't as transparent as the other ladies. Like, what do you mean? She's transparent with me. Marie said, But it isn't talking about personal relationships. She's not talking about creating a relationship with us. She's not letting us know what's going on in her life. And Latrice called out Marie. Well, let me kick your ass out because you're not upfront and honest either, Marie. So what's going on with you? What you about to share with the group? And Marie said, I've shared everything. So as far as Marie saying that she shared everything when it comes to her life, Carrie called her out by saying, you haven't told us about that breakup. And Marie got mad all over again. How you need to stay out of my business. Marie, please. It was not that big of a deal that Carrie exposed the fact that you and Cedric aren't together. You told us that yourself. So you really do feel some type of way about Carrie putting you out there about how you and Cedric not together when you parading him all last season? Like, get out of my face with that. And Marie was like, you're a fan of mine. You've always been a fan of mine. And Carrie said, girl, I'm everybody's fan. I am a fan of everybody, okay? And Carrie knew that Marie was trying to have a moment with Carrie to call her out. And Carrie practically made fun of Marie. She stepped up, fanned everybody. And it's like, girl, do not try to get your moment off of me, okay? I have never done anything to you but hype you up, build you up. So you're welcome. Okay, like let's stop, Marie, please, because your issue with Carrie is really like done. It's really dumb, and I don't understand why. So then Lateshia asked, what does Carrie got going on? And Lateshia wanted to know what was going on in Carrie's business. Carrie said, listen, I'm juggling, trying to manage these businesses, and I just had a recent conversation with my business partner, and we might as well go ahead and get rid of one of my locations, the Mobile one. And it's going to get closed down. And I hate this getting closed down. I'm trying to do everything I can to fix it. But Latrice said, you feel like if you close one business that makes you a failure, and it doesn't make you a failure because you're not a failure. This is just a stepping stone for how to navigate your business in a different way, where you got to let one go because another one's going to come and it's going to be even better. So she appreciates being in this type of space with like-minded women who understands what you have to go through when it comes to navigating a business. And she loves receiving this kind of support from other women. She loves being in this type of space. And I appreciate that from Carrie, because she feels like she puts so much weight on her when it comes to her businesses, because she wants to do it right. She wants to make sure they're successful. And then Lateshia said, is there anything else that somebody wants to bring to the table? Because we're all here, no pressure. Let's talk about it. Carrie feels the pressure of wanting to be authentic and reveal that she has heard some petty talk about Selena's relationship. It's been weighing on her because she knows Selena is a good person, and she's hoping that she can answer this honestly and not take offense to it. Matt was talking to the guys, and when I tell y'all, this is just some petty rumor, okay? People are trying to do anything they can to hurt you in your relationship. But it was something about Mike and the baby. And that's when everybody else was shocked. And everyone was like, I am not taking care of no outside child. That's not going to work for me. Selena said in her confessional, if he fathered a child in our relationship, there will be no wedding. There will be no us. We'll see. Because we're going to see when she confronts him in the next episode. And also, it was a clip about how did this kind of information get into the collective. Selena, you've been on reality TV. You should know. Any news on social media is going to be talked about on the reality TV show. But that was pretty much it. All I have, y'all. This was a really good episode, I will say. And I cannot wait for I cannot wait for this new episode. But that's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video. And I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.